What's up, everybody? You're watching B-Boy 45, the hospital's own TV and radio station. It's a wonderful Tuesday for a whole lot of reasons, but I got my buddy Maya. Maya, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Oh, you know what? That doesn't even matter, because I'm just glad that you're good, and I am very good. But I'm even better because why? Why are we so happy today?
Because Wayne Brady is calling in.
Because we got Wayne Brady on the line! Oh my goodness! Wayne Brady. Okay, Maya, I'll stop fanboying out. You go ahead. Go crazy.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say that I think you are amazing, and I can't believe I'm actually talking to Wayne Brady right now.
Oh, well, that just, I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. That's so sweet. Well, I appreciate it. I'm happy to be talking to you. After I was told that we would be sitting down together, I looked at some of your other interviews, and I got to tell you, you're killing it. You are absolutely killing it. You do this like any seasoned pro that's on TV, and I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. So my first question for you is, so you're an actor, singer, and comedian. Who or what inspired you to be an entertainer?
I grew up watching a lot of old movies with a lot of people that I think you probably wouldn't know their names. Guys like Sammy Davis Jr. and a lot of, and like the Rat Pack and Danny Kaye and Sidney Poitier. And I grew up watching people who to me, they did everything. So if you watch like old musicals like Guys and Dolls, Frank and On the Town, Frank Sinatra is singing and dancing, you know, and acting. So that's what I thought that acting was. I thought that everyone just did that. That's how you do it. It wasn't until later in my teens that I learned that, oh no, that's a very special thing to be able to sing and dance and act and do a character. And it wasn't until later that I even attempted, like I never considered myself funny. I just knew that I think maybe I was able to do improvisation from just being the kid who read a lot of books and watched a lot of TV and had plenty of time to himself. So I was able to create worlds in my head, and I just let it all out on stage.
Oh, cool. So you had recurring roles in two of my favorite comedies, How I Met Your Mother and The Neighborhood.
Yes.
And both shows always crack me up. I was actually just watching The Neighborhood right before this. So do you have any fun stories or memories from either of the sets?
I think on any show I do, I try to find a memory, but those in particular, I mean, when you're with such good actors and such funny people, and more importantly, such nice people, it's not that you have all these big stories, it's just that you remember your experience as being wonderful. And I think my favorite moment from How I Met Your Mother was towards the end when Ben Vereen, who also was one of my influences, when Ben was cast to play my father, and I got to sing with him. And that had always been my dream, to be able to perform with Ben Vereen. And we've gotten so close, it's like a father and son, you know, just in real life now. And that's one of the best moments of that. And getting to play with Cedric and Max, and Max is one of the funniest men walking the face of the earth. Max and Ced, yeah. But like Max, because I loved him as Schmidt, so every time I looked at him, I just expected him to go parkour, parkour, parkour. So I was fanboying on Max. So that's two of my favorite memories.
Oh, cool. So you're the host of Let's Make a Deal. What is the biggest challenge of hosting a game show?
I think the biggest challenge of hosting a game show in my mind is you want it to be entertaining. not every game show has to be entertaining. I think it has to be engaging. Like, no one would say that Jeopardy or maybe oh, I just blanked. Wayne, why? Like, I'm a TV geek and I just blanked on Pat Sajak's show. Oh, The Wheel of Fortune. They are interesting and you're engaged because of the game. But I think the biggest part of my show is the game and it's entertaining. So I'm worrying about making sure that the game is played, but I'm also making sure that anyone who tunes in laughs. You will laugh at least once, hopefully more than that, anytime you tune in to watch Let's Make a Deal. And I think the biggest challenge of being a host, like you're a host, is being a version of your real self that people can connect with. The hosts that I'm not a fan of are hosts that have the host voice and a host persona. I think you connect with people and it's genuine when you can really be yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I just have one quick thing to tell you about both
Sure.
How I Met Your Mother and The Neighborhood. At the beginning of quarantine, every morning I would wake up just kind of like very panicked. And so I would just I would wake up and I just watch How I Met Your Mother or The Neighborhood, and that has continued. I just watch them all the time now.
I love that.
To be okay, everything's okay. Just so
That's
thank you.
My pleasure. That's the beautiful thing about comedy, I think. Comedy can teach. Comedy can excite you. Comedy can make you feel warm. It can make you feel good. But that's the great thing about being able to entertain, is to bring out those emotions. So if by doing those shows helped to comfort you and made you feel, hey, they just made me laugh, everything is all right in the world. That's the best part of the job.
So you've won multiple Emmys and a Grammy. And so first of all, congratulations.
Thanks. Well, it's a Grammy nomination, so I don't want anyone mad at me. But I was nominated for a Grammy, which in my mind is still just as good as getting the Grammy.
Yeah. Yeah. So how did you celebrate these achievements?
I always celebrate it with my family. Family comes first. Any award that I've won, I've always been surrounded by my family. The last time that I won an Emmy, I think last year, my daughter was at the awards with me. I always take my daughter as my date. Whenever I celebrate, I take my family out to dinner with me. It always comes back to me and my little tribe.
Oh, cool. So you're so funny in Whose Line Is It Anyway? What is your favorite thing about improv?
I think my favorite thing about improv is it's the closest that I can feel to being a kid. It reminds me why I became an actor. I didn't become a doctor. I didn't become a lawyer. I didn't become an architect. I didn't become someone in charge of designing city streets, or not because those aren't awesome jobs, but because they never appealed to the little kid Wayne. And that kid wanted to always play pretend. So I still love playing pretend. I love doing a scene and getting the suggestions, and all of a sudden you're there. And you're making your partner on stage laugh, and you're making the audience laugh, and you're giggling, and it feels just like being a kid. And that's the best feeling about it.
Oh, cool.
Except my mama can't tell me that I can't have dessert at night before I go to bed, because I'm grown, so I can eat whatever I want.
So, how did the opportunity to join the cast of Black Lightning come about?
They asked me to join. I'd already done a couple sitcom appearances with the creator Salim and his wife. That they created a bunch of shows, and so I guest starred on something years ago. I had a recurring role on a show called Girlfriends, and then I did another show for them called Being Mary Jane. So they were familiar with me and trusted me, and I think that Salim knew, because I talked to him. He knew that I was a comic book fan, that I'm a diehard fan. I'm a big kid. I love this stuff. I said, it's my dream. Please, I want to play a superhero and have powers. And he called up and said, I got something for you. And the next thing I know, I'm doing 4 amazing episodes of Black Lightning and getting to fly and have these great fight scenes. And in between each fight scene, I was laughing. It's exactly like what I was saying about being a kid. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, look at me. Look at me. I'm shooting stuff out my hands and I've got wires on me. I'm flying, just laughing because it felt so great.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm obsessed with the CW superhero shows. So
Me too. I watch all of them. I watch every single one.
oh, cool.
Well, no, I take it back. The only one that I haven't gotten into yet is Batwoman. So I have to go back and look at the first season. But I've watched Supergirl, the Legends of Tomorrow, The Flash, and I'm missing one. Oh, the brand new one. I just blanked on her name. She's awesome. With the robot that helps her fight crime. It's her stepdad. I can't think. Is it? It's not. Oh man, I'm so mad at myself. But if you look it up, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's the newest addition to the CW lineup.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. During quarantine, I went back and I rewatched all of The Flash, and now I'm watching Arrow, and then I'm planning on watching Legends of Tomorrow. So.
Oh, Arrow! I was so bummed when Arrow was canceled because it just felt like one of the best superhero cinematic universes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling my mom, I was like, Arrow is just such a great distraction for me because it's weird because it's such a dark show, but like it's not one of those shows that you can be like paying attention and then get distracted by your own thoughts and then come back and know exactly what's going on. And so I was like, it's just such a great distraction to like get me out of my head and make me forget about everything that I can just focus on this.
And that's what entertainment is. It's escapism. And the thing that I love about shows like Arrow is, yes, it's dark, but it's dark in the sense of it's always dark, and then somehow good always prevails. And that's what I think is something that, because it doesn't always happen in real life, that's a beautiful thing that we get to escape to.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just have 2 more questions for you.
Sure.
So I know that you've also been on Broadway, and I'm obsessed. 2 of the shows that you've been in, Hamilton and Rent, I'm obsessed with the soundtracks. What was the coolest part about being on Broadway?
It goes back to me being a kid. Being on Broadway was what I was trained for. I was very lucky that I got on TV, but I always wanted to be on Broadway. And so the coolest part of being on Broadway is you're part of a small club of people who can stand in this theater, and there's no director to say cut. You can't do something a second time. It's immediate. The audience gives you energy. You give it back. And once that show has been done, It'll never be done again. You'll have another chance at doing the same script, but you'll never do that particular show. And I love that energy. Doing Hamilton was amazing. Being able to walk on stage and hear the dun, 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 and just know that rows of teenagers were saying the words with me. And Rent was always one of my favorite shows to ever do. I auditioned for Rent right from the very beginning after it was after the very first cast. So I've always wanted to do it. So when I got a chance to do it here at the Hollywood Bowl, it was another dream come true. So I've been lucky that I've been able to just go through my little checklist and go check, check, and doing Rent and Hamilton, two of the biggest checks.
Oh, cool. Do you have a favorite Broadway song?
That's a toughie because I love a lot of different genres of Broadway musical. I'd say that I think when I was younger and really getting into theater, I loved Stars from Les Mis. And that was one of my favorite songs. I love the Les Mis soundtrack. And of course, I love everything about Hamilton. A song called Muddy Water from Big River. That was one of my favorites too.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. During quarantine, also, it's given me a chance to become obsessed with all these Broadway soundtracks. So I'm completely obsessed with Broadway.
Well, that is not a bad thing to be obsessed with. I'm obsessed with it too, and I can't wait for it to come back.
Yeah. So my last question for you is, who do you consider to be a real life superhero and why?
Right off the top of my head, a real life superhero to me in my own world is my daughter's mother. She is the glue of our family, and she has helped to raise a beautiful, beautiful daughter, and she's an amazing business partner and a best friend. She puts up with me, which is a superhero effort, and she's one of the nicest, most giving people I've ever seen. So giving is her superpower, and it makes me want to give as well and to be a better person. So that's a superhero to me.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling in. I just had the best time talking to you. So thank you so much.
No, it is my pleasure, and I wish I had more time with you. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so glad that you've been doing this going on 5 years now, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for you. And just know that any other chance I get, if you ever want me to come on and do something, I'm here for you.
Oh, thank you. Yes, whenever you want to come on, I'd love to talk to you again.
Okay, done deal.
Man, what an offer. Wayne Brady, thank you so much for your time today, my friend.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I wish you both the merriest of Christmases, and enjoy your family and enjoy that sacred time. So I'm sending you both my love.
Wonderful. Thanks,
Thank
Wayne.
you.
We hope to talk to you again. All right. Bye.
I will. Bye, y'all.